boy. The Hangout on air is live. All right, Google Hangout. I did everything y'all tell me to do. Anyway, they watching. Yeah, I know they watching. Anyway, back to this. Let me finish this real quick. Yes, I am speaking of the kind of historism that has developed in this community. What Amos Wilson was talking about, he was basically, you run into these people that you meet that are conscious, but always want to take you back to ancient Kemet, where everything they think was beautiful, polished, clean. Everybody was gods and goddesses and this kind of thing. That's absolutely fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Trust me, don't get me wrong. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But let's just be real with one another. The reason why we're in this condition today is because our people, ancestors, all right, did something yesterday, all right, that allowed these people to come in to do what they did to us. Am I correct? Not blaming anybody. That's just the history of what it is. All right? That's the history of what it is. Plain and simple. All right? So if you're on Facebook, Google Hangout, can you send me a word that you can hear me now? I rebooted the whole thing. So hit me up and let me know that y'all can hear me. Hold up. To list all available. Can you hear me now? Anyway, let me finish. Old people who lived there, they lived their whole entire lives in history, and dig among the pyramids of Egypt, and dig among the lost kingdoms of Mali and Songhai, and who built themselves a false pride and pumped themselves up about the achievements of our history. There's nothing wrong with knowing our history, but if that's where you're going to live, then you're going to neutralize yourself in the present. All right? And every time you run into these people, oh man, 9,000 years ago, on the banks of the Nile, the Blue Nile, yada yada yada, whoopty whoopty whoop, and we have pyramids, and you can find pyramids in Mexico and blah blah. Okay? What about today? What about right now? What about taking that information, right? What about taking that information and applying it today? All right. Without facing the perils of current reality and preparing themselves for the future. The black nationalist who makes us feel good and pumps us up and makes us gloat and glow about our great past and does not deal with the present, does not educate in terms of coping with the future, and does not adequately prepare us to remove the European from power. All right, to remove these insane people who are about to destroy the earth and life itself. All right, we have some very bitter, angry ass, older, not elders, older people among us. But because they didn't get what they thought they would do in life according to what they felt the quote unquote conscious community owed them, right? Now they bitter at you. So here your ass, 16, running up on one of these characters, and they ain't got nothing to say about nobody. You think the quote unquote conscious community is fucked up now. Matter of fact, hold on for a second. Let me plug this up. I got a question to ask you. Conscious community is effed up. This is what you say. We talk about can social media autocorrect the Negro. Let me ask y'all something, and please answer this. When you say the conscious community, you don't like the conscious community, you're not in the conscious community, you're not, what are you actually saying? And then, even if it's true, 3 questions. Where else can you go? What other community is going to accept you? 2, LaShawn, is each one teach one. We know that. That's the solution. But if people are saying that the conscious community is messed up, they don't want anything to do with it, then we're struggling me, I'm including myself in it. We're struggling like any other community struggled in order to perfect itself. So you're going to go through periods of time where you find this. Used to be the black church, is shaking my head. Well, it still is. But I'm saying to you, we have to rid ourselves of this Willie Lynch chip. All right. So, but let me ask this other question. If you say the conscious community is messed up, then let me ask you, who messed it up without y'all calling names? But I want y'all to think about that. Who got it in the condition that it's in? Not the ones that I read from, not the ones that I just had the pleasure of sitting down with at the Power Talk 4 by Carl Nelson and Sister Linda. I saw Dick Gregory there, had a brief word with him. I sat with Professor Smalls the majority of the time I was there. I saw Claude Anderson there, had a brief word with him. I saw Umar Abdullah Johnson there. I saw Dr. Jeffries, Leonard Jeffries, and Rosalind Jeffries there. I saw Patricia Newton there. Who else did I see? Oh man, I know I'm forgetting some people. Oh man, it'll come to me in a minute. Power Talk 4. So I'm among those that laid the base so that there is a conscious community. But because some people came in and morphed themselves in the conscious community, but never did the studying to even be in the conscious community, this is why the conscious community is in the condition that it's in today. Plain and simple. Because when I ask most people, trust me, y'all, and I ask most people, and maybe y'all can answer me this. All right, let's do the taste test right now, live on the air. Can we do that? Is it cool with y'all on Google Hangout? Let's do the taste test. Type it in and answer these questions for me. Who wrote the book, The Destruction of Black Civilization? Come on, real quick. Type it in. No, you Google it. Don't Google it. Type it in. Who are you referring to? I'm not referring to him. I'm referring to you, Quentin Jones. What do you mean? Who am I referring to? I'm talking to you. You are responsible for the conscious community being the condition that it's in. I'm responsible. Hadia, you're wrong. No. Come on. I'm not putting you on blast, Hadia, but I'm saying, no, you're right. Chancellor Williams. And some folks in the conscious community argue among each other. Listen, Mr. Khan, whoever you are, because families argue among one another. I argue with my sisters and brothers being in the same household, coming up. That's normal and natural. So let's stop playing with that. You argue with the people in your household. Next question. Name me one book by George G.M. James. Now, I'm not from the new place, mainly New York, Detroit. Fatima. Boy, it's always women that'll tell you unfiltered truth, boy. Yeah, Fatima. We'll talk about that some other time. Come on. George G.M. James. What book did he write? Come on, y'all. Come on. Now, you know you need to stop, Richard Thompson. Did he? Who wrote Stolen Legacy? Thank you, Darnell. Thank you. Okay. Name me 3 books by Dr. Amos Wilson. 3 books. Amos Wilson. See, this is the kind of thing that we need to do. This is why I'm going to have the class, an online class. We need to talk. We need to build people. Dr. Jeffries gave me the concept, building the pyramid of self, starting off with the foundation and laying the bricks and putting them in place so that by the time you put the capstone on, we can honestly walk away and say we have a knowledge of self, the shoulders of the ancestors, and we're kneeling at the feet of the elders. Come on, y'all. Amos Wilson, 3 books. Come on, talk to me. See, you're testing yourself right now, and most of us are apologizing on it, and I respect that because we have to admit that we don't know. Amy, Blueprint for Black Power, you correct. Come on, Amos Wilson. See, but I came up with these brothers, sat at their feet. This is probably about my 3rd time renewing my history. You follow what I'm saying? And we have to know these things, plain and simple. I don't care if the book is 140 pages or Amos Wilson's book, The Blueprint for Black Power, is how many pages? Hadia, tell me how many pages the Blueprint for Black Power is. So we got to be very real with one another. All right? How long did Dr. Frances Cress Welsing have the ISIS papers out? And how long was she teaching racism, about racism, white supremacy? Who is Neely Fuller? You're right, Hadia. They're about 1,000 pages. All right. Who is Anthony Browder? Name me 3 books by Anthony Browder. Peace, stutter man. All right. See, this is what I'm talking about. So when you come and you say you're not trying to be part of the conscious community because it's so messed up, what you gonna do? You gonna wait till the train is rolling all smooth and you gonna jump on? The Blueprint for Black Power, the falsification of African consciousness, and the psychology of the Black child. Thank you, Fatima. Donnell R. Newton said all her life. No, not necessarily all her life. No, because I think she was a Marxist at one time. No. At least 45 years we know of. All right. LaShawn says NIVE Valley. No, I can't read what you're saying. The Browder Files, LaShawn, is 1. Come on now. But in doing this, you'll understand my point, though, right? So these men and women have fought, bled, and died that we get their material. All right? So we could dismantle racism, white supremacy, and give Black people an idea and a chance to have a knowledge of self. To have knowledge of self. All right? These people came in and usurped. Look it up. Undermined it. Those people that laid the foundation for the conscious community. All right? And now we're left with what we have. I just say, before you call yourself conscious and part of the conscious community, all right, I just say you get a thorough knowledge of yourself. Don't get on YouTube because you have a computer and have a YouTube page with spewing this kind of stuff. And then when 1 or 2 people ask you some questions, you get angry and you want to fight somebody. And then now the conscious community ends up like 2 gangs fighting and at each other's throat. If someone else would come with a different point of reference or different perspective or whatever, I mean, it's like, okay, that's it. But why do you have to knock mine? You understand what I'm saying? Someone said of me recently that I'm on somebody's payroll. Y'all know what this means? As a matter of fact, I need to walk around like this, man. Just this pocket hanging out, just like this. Nah, man, I ain't on nobody's payroll. You out your mind. I do this because the people here like you support Serious Minds RNTV. So yeah, and I think there was a gentleman, I'm not going to mention his name, that called me And he said I was supposed to show up at a lecture. Mind you, these people that called me to come do the lecture called me one time. They never made any arrangements with me to get me there, to put me up, to pay me, or anything. They called me, and y'all, whoever know me, y'all know I don't operate that way. Because first of all, I got to think of my safety. And if you're calling me and I don't know you, oh no, man, I'm getting your name. I'm having my dudes check who you are. By the time I get there, I'm going to know some things because I got to protect myself. Of course, I didn't show up at the lecture. And the people that were putting the lecture together called this gentleman and told him that they was going to make a YouTube clip about me blasting me, calling me out my name and doing all other kind of stuff. He's like, why would you do that? You got his phone number. Call him. How do you know he's not in the hospital or something happened to him? And to be honest with you, I was shocked that grown men, but because you have an issue with me, you would rather make a YouTube clip about me as opposed to just calling me and talking to me. I truly don't. Maybe that's y'all's way of doing things. I don't operate that way. My number is 678-557-2919. Need my number again? 678-557-2919. 678-557-2919. You can call me anytime. You don't have to make a YouTube clip blasting me about I said something about slaves coming from Africa and I said that we're black, and you don't have to make no YouTube. Don't waste your time. You can call and talk to me. If you feel like you want to put me on blast, or I don't know what that's about, if you think you'll be a bigger, better person by doing that, well, I don't debate anybody. If you ever see me debating anyone, it's going to be the white boy. I'm not going to debate anyone. For what? Debate you about what? There's nothing to debate. All right? Plain and simple. This is my truth. If there's your truth, then again, there's the truth. But the thing I think we can agree on, that we all look alike, regardless of what school of thought you're from. We all look alike in the face of our open enemy. You don't look no different than me. So you being up on YouTube talking about me, they're not going to spare you. And I'm saying this in a nice way. They're not going to spare you. You look just like Mike Brown to them. You look just like Trayvon Martin. Seriously. I look like Philando Castile to them. So they don't care about that. D.A. Smart. I know that's not D.A. Smart. Peace, bro. What's good, man? What's good, good brother? Yo, we need to talk, man. How come I'm seeing everybody on here, but y'all got my number? D.A. Smart. Call me later on, bro. For real. But anyway, let me finish this. All right? The falsification of African consciousness. D.A. Smart, you just coming on, bro. We're talking about what Facebook is doing to the brain. And we're also talking about, can social media autocorrect the nigga? Can social media autocorrect the nigga? All right. So let's understand. So we need to answer that question in our own minds. Can social media? What is it about social media that you think, but because you have an audience of 30 people that might come watch you on YouTube or Facebook Live, that this makes you any deeper? You see, I'm not one of those individuals that sit back and judge the size of the audience, because now with this camera I have here that y'all gave me the money to buy, all right, I'm able to reach thousands of people. Like Facebook, I don't know who else is on here watching this, or Google Hangout. So I don't know how many people this is reaching. But there's no big I and little you. I don't have the big head because of it. I don't get beside myself. They are auto-correcting your feed. Thanks. I know they are. But you got to understand something, that gentleman that just sent me that message. This is the medium I chose to communicate to you. As y'all know, I tried the other mediums, Blog Talk and other mediums, and it just don't work for me. I have to have the interaction because I need to feel close to you. I need to feel that you're really out there. The other mediums, I can't do them. You understand what I'm saying? So this is the one I chose. Facebook is turning people into zombies. The words of our ancestors, Fela Kuti. You're right, Fatima. You're absolutely correct. But we have to listen. Everybody ain't gonna make it. Let me just put that out there and say this. Everybody not gonna make this. But because you refuse to get knowledge yourself and take some of the instructions, you might be one of the ones that we lose. All right. I'm saying to you, your life depends on reading. Your life is going to depend on reading Chancellor Williams and George G.M. James, finding out who Shashi McIntyre is, Leonard and Rosalind Jeffries, Professor Smalls, Dr. Ben, Dr. Clark, all right, Walter Rodney, all right, who wrote Psychopathic Racist Personality? Bobby E. Wright. Your life may depend on you knowing who the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is. And you may go on some idiot, some retarded assholes bad-mouthing the minister or the Nation of Islam. But your life may depend on that. You need to really think about that. And I've said this before. Can't none of y'all Negroes running your mouth on YouTube and Facebook about the minister, none of y'all can call an army together. I can call an army together. I'm saying to you, with as much shit you talk, I'm thinking you that dude where you could call an army together to at least go protect our elders, to go protect our children. Because right now, you talking smack, but if they moved on one of our elders, where's your people that you can call? If they came to arrest you unjustly, who can you call? Walter Rodney wrote How Europe Underdeveloped Africa. Thank you, Fatima. So, come on, let's just be real. So, I think we need to be very mindful about what we say about individuals. And I think we need to think 2 or 3 times. And I'm asking you nice and politely. You don't have to talk about me on YouTube or social media. You can call me. We can have a conversation. We could did that. That's what me and Seti had to do. That's what me and Polite did. You understand what I'm saying? So I don't have those issues. Anybody that want to pull my coat and say, yo, Griff, you said something that wasn't quite correct. Here is the information, brother. Whatever. And I'm like, okay. And just let me kind of correct that real quick for y'all. Just for the people that need to take this back to that Negro running his mouth on YouTube. I never said that all black people that in America came from Africa. If the whole planet was one landmass, right? It was called Pangea, and it had different names, right? So when the tectonic plates broke apart, all right, that place that through a course of time that's called Africa, that region, even if it wasn't called Africa, that's the birthplace of humanity, all right? So if some of those people ended up in America, all right, they came from the birthplace of humanity. So when your enemy came to get you, to put you in the holds of ships and bring you here, yes, there were some people already here. But I don't go into detail because a lot of times, in most cases, I only have an hour and I'm running it down real quick. But those are the same people that will talk about me on YouTube but won't sign up for the class so we can break bread and talk. Those are the same people that won't even call me. Those are the same people that don't want even meet me at Starbucks so we can talk. See, Dawood, you call them the Olmecs, but the old ones, O-L-E ones, may call them something else because we didn't come here speaking English. All right? Study Ivan Van Sertima's work. They came before Columbus. All right? Many of us were already here. We know that. Don't diminish the number that they stole from the continent to bring over here, and we lost a lot of them in the Middle Passage, the Ma'afa. All right? But we shouldn't get on social media and argue this. There's nothing wrong with Fatima calling me, Dawood calling me. But we want to stick our chests out. And I want to let him know that I know as much as he knows. I'm not talking about those two individuals. I'm just saying. So come on. We don't need to do that. All right. So in a minute, I got to bring this talk to a close. But I need y'all to answer the question for me. How can social media autocorrect the nigger? Allah, Jah, Ptah, whatever you call God, him or her made black people. White people made niggers. We didn't come, Dawood, I'm still learning too. I'm somebody's student, bruh. And I don't mind getting corrected and somebody pulling my coat. But we have to learn how to check one another in righteousness and in love. Because I love you. You understand what I'm saying? That's like you saying something incorrect and me checking you in front of your daughter. So now your daughter looks up at you as inferior to me. I would never do that. And trust me, my daughter is watching this. So I would never do that. We have to have some integrity about how we handle one another. Our enemy handles us in a very disrespectful way. I can't come along and then mistreat you again. You understand what I'm saying, brother? So we have to be mindful and careful about how we handle one another, especially in front of other people. You understand what I'm saying? Remember one time I told my daughter, I says, do me a favor. Daddy's having company. Stay in the back room because you got the shitty little pamper on and I don't want you coming out. You understand what I'm saying? 10 minutes after the company got there. I'm like, embarrassing as hell. Right or wrong. So I'm saying, I can't spank her and all that in front of the company. I'm already embarrassed that she came out with a diaper all crooked. So I'm saying to you, we can't handle one another that way. Brother, trust me. And I'm not just talking to you, Dawood. I'm talking to everybody that's on. I'm not as smart as you. But what I do, I stand on this brother's shoulders. I respect him and his work, and I represent it in the best manner possible to you. Because I may say something about this, and you may say, man, fuck that book. I ain't never reading that. Professor Griff said, but no, I would never do that. I'm just a vessel that is coming through. And I have to be the best representation of the body of work that I'm presenting, because I have to answer for that. You have to have integrity about how you do things. Trust me, brothers and sisters, if I could just get away from using certain language that I use, I'd move away from it. But I know that Tay Tay is gonna watch this. Man and Twan and Peanut right now are doing this shit right here. Watching this right now. And I gotta talk to his ass. So I'm hoping that those of y'all that speak the King's English will kind of bypass some of the French that I use and look into what I'm saying instead of at what I'm saying. All right? Take what I'm saying, put it through that filter, process it, all right, and put it in the fine English language that you know, all right, because you're the English lit major, not me, all right. I'm using the techniques that the Creator gave me to reach our people, all right, and you can't say it's not working because it's working, all right. But anyway, I'm not going to prolong this conversation, all right. Go to www.professorgriff.me, register for the class. If anybody, y'all know anyone out there, our elders or whoever, would like to teach a class through the network that I'm setting up, all right? And any of y'all can do it. This is not something that Griff is the master at, all right? Go to zoom.com and you see the different platforms that they have that you can set up a class and teach through, all right? I put together a curriculum that I think is best for our people to bring people up to speed so y'all can have a knowledge of self. I put together a list of 25 books, 25 DVDs, 20 DVDs, 25 YouTube clips, 25 scholars, all right, research and resource material that we're going to go over and I'm going to pass on to the people that sign up for the class. I'm going to have them people and discuss, break bread with those people, and we're going to dive into some of these things and piece them apart. We're going to have a Q&A time every single Tuesday night, and we're going to break bread with one another, all right? We have to do some questions I had in my mind after reading and studying and watching some clips. I'm so glad that I had the elders that I can call them and go sit at their feet so I can learn. I'm offering that to you. Now, of course, I had to pay my dues. I was born and raised in Long Island, New York, Roosevelt. Everything that I was taking part of was going on in the city, at First World, in Queens, in Brooklyn, at the Slave Theater. So I had to pay my dues. Yes, there was no computers, no cell phones. All right? So, talking, I love y'all to life. I got to get out of here. I don't think that social media can autocorrect the nigger. White people have done something to us that we're going to have to stand on the shoulders of our ancestors, dig deep into their body of work that they've left us, sit and kneel of our elders to correct this problem. There's nothing wrong with the system. Racism right now, as you say there's something wrong with it, it's broken. No, it's not broken. It's working fine. It's doing what exactly it was designed to do. Keep you blind, deaf, and dumb. All right? These are the dates. Saturday and Sunday. Catonsville, Maryland, Saturday at 5 o'clock at Sprouts, the juice bar. Sunday, I'll be in Virginia at the birthplace of our good brother Nat Turner doing a fundraiser to help them save the land. See, a lot of y'all talk, man. Come on down to Virginia. Let's work with the people so we can save the land. All right? July 8th, I'll be in Baltimore, Maryland with Red Pill and Supernova Slum, all right? And my brother Jabari. We're doing Fear of a Black Planet 2, all right? Fear of a Black Planet Part 2. Hopefully I can get Black Dot on the one that we're doing with King Simon in New York, all right? On the 9th, I'm flying to Atlanta, Georgia that morning, and I'll be with y'all in Stone Mountain, Georgia. All right, go on the Facebook page and get the information. Stone Mountain, Georgia, I believe at 4 o'clock. It's at a juice bar in downtown Stone Mountain. I didn't even know Stone Mountain had a damn downtown. Anyway, after that, don't have me lying. August 5th. August 5th, I'll be in Miami. All right. My man, Smooth Matty Matt, I'll be in Miami, Florida. On the 19th and 20th of August, I'll be in Jacksonville, Florida. There's a couple of other dates in between. I'm missing one. I'll be in South Georgia on July 15th. I missed that. Out in the sticks in the country. Y'all can meet me in Atlanta. We can take a drive together down there. Give me a call, 678-557-2919. Man, it's in the sticks, off the beaten path. Matter of fact, they don't even have lights out there. All right. All right. So y'all hit me up, 678-557-2919. I got to go, y'all. Shout out to my man, Brother Rich. This show is dedicated to Dorothy Boxley, Keith Boxley's, and Hank Boxley's mom. Shout out to KG. All right, this is Professor Griffin. I'm about to sign out. Revolution is not an event. It's a process. And I am because we are. Therefore, I am. I'm gonna turn this camera around. Y'all acting. Y'all better stop, man. Keep it up, Soleil, for real. I'm gonna turn this camera around and show them what y'all doing over there. Anyway, I love y'all to life, man. I gotta go. This is Professor Grip. I'm signing out. As Don Cornelius says, love, peace, soul. Don't be eating my snacks over there, bro. Keep it up. Y'all stupid. Hold on, I'm trying to sign out of here, man. Yes, I'm still on C. Y'all got busted. Done. Come on, man. I'm still. Keep it up. I knew you didn't say white power. You stupid. Peace, y'all.